Hey guys, this is Dr. Callahan for Algebra 2, Semester 2. Welcome to Week 20 Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following questions. All right, so for you guys, your warm-up is for Period 3, Semester 2. Keep in mind that I did go ahead and post this on Teams, and so make sure you guys go on Teams. So if you have not submitted this form, can I have you stop talking, please? Thank you. From last Friday, just go up here and it says Period 3, Semester 2, click on the See More. You will have the link right there to do that. Last day for you to turn anything in is this Thursday. So after that Thursday, I will not be taking anything else. You know, Math Excel, no warm-up log. The only thing that should be going to your grade after this Thursday is your final, and that is just it. Okay, so please don't ask because my answer is going to be no. It's going to be a hard no as well, so there's no excuses for that. So today it is the 31st. I'll see you guys tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and then Thursday 6/2, last day to turn anything in, your warm-up log, your Math Excel. Wednesdays Math Excel for your homework, any of the hard copies that you need. If you do need any hard copy, keep in mind that the extras are over on the back table over there, so you're welcome to grab it at your own time. And then on Friday, this is where your final starts this week. So final starts are Period 1 and 2. Okay, so that's not your class. I will see you guys on Monday, which is the 6th, and that's going to be third period. Keep in mind that third period, it's going to start at 7:45 to 9:45. If you're going to be more than 15 minutes late, that door is going to be locked and you will not be able to take the final. So you get it incomplete, and then you'll take the final when you come back in August, and then we'll do a grade change. Okay, so that's the policy for that. I'm not even supposed to have you guys come in like 15 minutes late, but I'm like, you're not used to coming here at 7:45 in the morning, so I'll give you that 15-minute courtesy. When you guys walk in here, everything needs to be along the back wall where the white bookcase is. There is no cell phones, AirPods, smartwatches of any kind. If you have a cell phone, you will have to write it on a sticky note, and I will be putting it in a bin. You cannot have it on your person. You cannot have it, you know, like underneath your desk. It has to be in a bin specifically because it's a high secure test. The reason for that is that out of the 13 high schools, every single person is going to be taking the same test in Algebra 2. So if you have a friend at Worcester, you guys are taking the same test. The only thing you should have on your desk is your number 2 pencil, your answer sheet, your test booklet, which you can write in, and your calculator, TI-84, and that is it. The tables will be in rows and column. You'll be facing the whiteboard, and so that's what's going to happen next Monday. All right, you guys. So at this point, if you guys take a look at your YouTube channel for Algebra 2, you have 3 days to kind of raise your grade up to that 75%. I mean, I would say that it's still not too late because you still have a little bit of time to do that. But after this Thursday, there is nothing else that you can do to raise your grade besides just do well on your final. And I'm going to tell you right now that final is not easy. So just keep that in mind. There are 91 videos, and it looks like over the weekend, some of you guys actually watched, you know, and got caught up on a few things. So that's good. But the last video we had was week 19 Friday, and we actually went over questions number 46 to 54 of your study guide. So today I'm going to go over 55 all the way to the end, and we should be done with your study guide by today. If you look at your study guide, you're like, I have a lot of stuff that's not filled out. That's okay. You can go on to week 18, starting on Thursday, and everything that we cover in class is just labeled. Like this one says 1 to 8, 7 to 14, 15 to 24, 25 to 31, etc., all the way to 54, which was last Friday. So you should have everything there ready to go. All right, you guys, your checklist. You're done with your warm-up, so you don't need to worry about that. Math Excel Wednesday, weeks on you need improvement. Look to see if you have anything with the missing on IC, and that's the one that you want to focus on. And then just your study guide for the final. That's all that we have left. So if you were not here last class, we actually went over all the way up to question number 54. And so today we'll start off with question number 55 until the end of the study guide. So for today, let's see. Yep, week 20, Tuesday, 55 to the end. And then when I see you guys on Wednesday and Thursday, I will just kind of go over some study skills with you guys and whatnot and prepare you guys for the final. Because then when I see you guys on that Monday, it's this class, 21, week 21 Monday, we will take the final and then you'll be done with it. Sounds good, you guys? So that's kind of my entire thing. On Wednesday of this week, I will be updating your grade as well. Just keep in mind that there is absolutely no retake on the final and there is no redos. So if you do not have the safety grade of a 75%, this will be the time for you to kind of raise that. After the final, which I hate to say it, but I do kind of anticipate a lot of people to not do well on it because it is a very, very hard and difficult final. If your grade slips below a 59%, 59.9%, or below a 60%, I should say, there's no curve, okay? So you're gonna have to retake this class again. And the reason for that is because you automatically get a 50% curve for, you know, the grade policy we have at HUG. So make sure you're at a 75% safety grade for that. So on a Wednesday of this week, this will be the last day for your grade update. And you will have your warm-up log updated, which is the 300 points. You'll have week 19 updated. And then after that, the only thing that should be left is your week 20 grade, which is your effort for this week, because you haven't finished week 20 yet, you know, by Wednesday, and your final. That is the only thing that you should have left after Wednesday. And that is it. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Let's see. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with today's stuff then. If you're like waiting and seeing that, you know, maybe I'll just do really well in the final, and that's fine. Like I have some kids who are really good test takers. I mean, this is a glimpse of what your final will look like. And if you can do really well in the final, then you probably will do really well in the class. But in case you're not gonna do well in the final, I'm just saying, make sure you watch the videos so you know what it is that you're getting yourself into. You know, it's good to have confidence, but you don't want to have like a false sense of high confidence because it just doesn't work that way. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys get started on number 55. What is your last one? Oh, sure. Okay, so for number 55, you should have your TI-84 calculator because we're gonna use a lot of that. Say the domain and the range of that function. And so I would just suggest that you guys go ahead and graph that. That way visually you can see what it looks like. And so realize that this one has a base of 3. So you're just gonna do log 3x minus, or actually, hold on a second. Kind of forgot how we do this. Log. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? I think it's just log x minus 3 over log 3. I think that's how we did it. Let's hope. I'm like, I kind of forgot. Anyways, so looking at this right here, let's go ahead and grab your TI-84. And again, can I have you guys stop talking over there? Like, it's really distracting. I'm just trying to video record this so people who actually want to do this know how to do it. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So with your TI-84, this is what you should have. Let's go ahead and just graph this and see where it leads us. So y equals, and we're going to do log. And then it's already have the parentheses. So x minus 3, close your parenthesis, divided by log, and then 3. Graph. All right, so then I'm gonna change my window a little bit, and I noticed that my Y max is way too high up there. So let's just do 10. And I also noticed that my graph is moving a little bit more further over to the right side of the X min. So let's do 30 for the X min, and just so I can see a little bit better of what kind of a picture I'm dealing with. So your graph should look something similar to mine. And then I'm going to go ahead and just paste this right here so that way I can see this. And then, of course, if you're like, I'm not sure what the correct answer is, that's okay, because you can always go to the very end of your answer sheet. And number 55 is D as in dog. Let's just make sure that it matches that correctly. Okay. So you know your correct answer is D as in dog. Here is what it looks like. So let's see why it matches D as in dog. So for your domain, it's basically asking you, where does it start on the X value? So if you look at it, do you see how it kind of starts right there at like 2, 3-ish right there? And it goes on over to the right side. So for your X value, it's gonna be from 2 to positive infinity. Or another way of saying this is just X is greater than 2. And then also notice that it doesn't include 2, because if you look at this, it kind of starts at 3. Do you guys see that? So if it's saying X is greater than 2, that means it's not including 2. It's bigger than 2, but it's not equal to 2 because it's an open circle. Okay, so domain checks out. Now let's take a look at the range. For your range, it's going up and down. And so if you take a look at the range right here, your graph is going to continue on to move downward. So it's going to keep going from the negative infinity. And then if you look over here, it's going to go upwards. And as you go further to the right, it's going to increase further and further along. So it's positive infinity to negative infinity. So that will be all real numbers. So another way of saying negative to positive infinity is ARN, which is all real numbers. So D as in dog is correct. Okay, so now let's take a look at number 56, okay? Which of the following expression is equivalent to this? So this is where we go over like condensing. So this right here is an expanded form, okay? And we want to move that into condensed form. So we want to squish it together. Remember, opposite of a times is a plus. This is how it works. And then you can condense it from a division to a subtraction. Okay, and so I am looking at this right here, and immediately what I see is I see the 3 right there. I'm gonna move it over here to the A. I see the 2 right here. I'm gonna move it over here to the B. The 4 right here, move it over here to the C. And so if I rewrite this, I have ln A to the 3rd power plus ln B squared minus ln C to the 4th plus ln E to the 5th. You know that ln and E just cancels, so then this is just going to be 5, okay? So you just bring that 5 down. All right, so then I see that there is a addition, so I can actually collapse these two into a multiplication. So if I were rewriting that, it'll be ln A to the 3rd times B squared. But then I also see that there is a minus right here. And so if I were to collapse this minus, it will be a division. So I just put a division bar right here and then C to the 4th. But then make sure that you extend that parenthesis to the top and the bottom, okay? And then you have an ln, or there's a plus right here. Actually, you won't have that. There is a plus right there, but there's no more ln because that ln got canceled. So then plus 5. So the only one that works in this situation is going to be A as in apple. And quite frankly, if you look at B and C, there's like no way it could be B and there's no way it could be C, because when you're condensing it, you're taking from the addition and subtraction and moving into a multiplication division. So since there's like plus and minus in there, it just doesn't work. So it's not B or C. And then if you look at D, I don't even know where they got the 30 from, but I mean, that's just obviously not the correct answer. Okay, so number 57. Number 57 is going to be a fill in the blank. This is another of those type of questions that you might have. Remember, there's multiple choice. Multiple choice is A, B, C, D. Just pick one, okay? Multiple select means that there is more than one right answer. So you have to pick at least 2 or more right answer. The third one that you have is fill in the blank. So this one's actually not that difficult because it's just asking you, what is log base 424 equal to? And you know the rule. It's just going to be log 24 divided by log 4 because it's not base of 10. So then you will need to have your calculator, and this is why you need to know how to use your calculator to get the right answer. And so if I take a look at this part right here, I'm just going to type in log 24, close your parenthesis, divided by log 4, close your parenthesis, enter. And you should have a 2.29. And you know, with this question, it's going to be very specific about how you can round it up. And so if you look at it, it says round to the nearest hundredths if possible. And if you're like, I don't remember what the 100th place is, just remember, this is your decimal. This is your tenths place. 100th place. So it's just really 2 decimal places. So if this is your 100th place right here, you look at the number next to it, which is 1,000th place, and that's smaller than 5. So it's just be 2.29. So then when you write this down, you put a plus right here, 2, and make sure you circle it. Point, make sure you circle it. 2, make sure you write it down. 9, like that. And that's how you will submit your answer. I think this is a really easy answer, but you know, again, if you don't know where your calculator is, and if you don't know how to use your calculator, that will be rather difficult. On the test, I would not be able to tell you where the buttons are, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I can't even look at the test. So just make sure you guys know that. That's why we spend a lot of time on your study guide. So that way we go over every single question. So that way you're prepared for the test. All right, number 58. For number 58, remember, in order for you to solve for x, the base have to be the same. So they have to be the same base. Like we have a to the x equals a to the 9. Then you could just cancel the base because they're the same, right? And you just say, oh, x equal 9. So then I'm like, okay, so this is x to the 11th power. So 11 to the what power gives you 257 or 47 is kind of what I want to figure out. And this is where you want to use your calculator, and you're going to do test and trial. So 11 to the 3rd power. Oh, that's way too big. 11 to the 2nd power. Oh, geez, hold on. What is happening here? Delete. Delete. It's going to give you 121. Okay, so we're kind of stuck in a weird place because it's not going to give me anything that has 100 or 247. Let's see. Well, we can do one of several things. What we can do is we can work backwards. Okay, so I want to make sure I have an idea what the answer is. So number 58, I know the answer is B as in boy. Okay, so then let's go back over here. So I know that my answer is going to be B as in boy, but then how would I be able to do this? You could do it by guess and check. Let's just try out why it's B as in boy. Okay, so with your calculator, what is x equals log 247 divided by log 11? So you go up here and you're just going to type in log 247 divided by, make sure you close the parenthesis, log 11. Enter, and you get 2.29. Okay, so then here it's like 11 to the 2.29, which is x. Does that equal 247? Let's try it. So you put 11, then you do that little caret, which is the little triangle, and then you just go ahead and use the up arrow to highlight your answer. Enter, so you can put it up as an exponent. Does that equal 247? That's pretty close, right? And if you round it up, it would equal that. So now you know why that is your answer. So on a question like this, what you can do is you can go ahead and guess and check. And if you were to do that with all the other ones, you will probably find out that it's not going to give you 247. So this is the correct answer for B as in boy. And if you're like, I don't believe you, Callahan, well, that's fine. So if you want to go ahead and try some of the other ones, like for example, if you want to try A, you have log 247 minus log 11. That will give you a 1.35. If you plug it back into the equation right here, this equation right there, where it says 11 to the x power. If I try that, I put 11, caret, and then I put second, and actually just go up here, enter. Do you see how that's not 247? That gives you 25.5. So clearly it's not equal, right? But that's how you would guess and check. All right, let's try number 59. For number 59, I think for this one, you can actually use the base one. So here you have a 4, right? Between a 4 and 64, I think your base is going to be 2, because I know 2 to the second power gives me 4, but then don't forget your 5x. And then equals 2 to the what power gives me 64. If you're not sure, grab your calculator, just go 2 to the 4th is 16, 2 to the 5th is 32, so I'm getting closer. 2 to the 6th power is 64. So then I know for a fact that I can go ahead and do that and just put 2 to the 6th power, which is 64, but then don't forget your x plus 8, okay? And now that you have the same base right here, you just cancel out the base, just cross it out, and then you're just going to focus on the exponent, those two things, okay? So then 2 times 5x is 10x. Distribute that 6, you're going to get a 6x plus 48. Subtract the 6x on both sides, you're going to get a 4x equals 48. And then if you divide it by 4, x equals 12, which means the only answer that works is D as in dog. All right, so now let's take a look at number 60. Okay, so first thing I notice here is that there is a plus sign and there's 2 logs, which I don't like. So I'm going to go ahead and this is an expanded form and I want to convert it to condensed form. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 log space 7, x with a plus, it's going to be a multiply. So it's going to be an x times x plus 10, like that. Okay, and do you see where the multiplication is? I know there's a lot of parentheses, but there's a multiplication there. So we're going to change that addition to a multiplication. Equals, on the left side, you still have log base 7, 2x plus 9. Now, if you have the same log with the same base on both sides, remember, you can just cancel them. That's gone. And then all you do is you focus on what's left. So 2x plus 9 is equal to x times x plus 10. So let's do that. 2x plus 9, distribute the x equals x squared plus 10x. The bad thing about this one is that you have an x squared and an x. So you can't just do direct, solving. Okay, you will have to probably move everything over to the right side, set everything on the left side equal to 0. So you have x squared. 10x minus a 2x is going to give you a positive 8x. Opposite of a positive 9 is a negative 9. So you just move everything over to the right side. And then you guessed it, you're going to have the factor into parentheses. So you got to ask yourself, what times that gives me a negative 9, but when I add it together, it gives me an 8. I know 9 and 1, but then your signs matter. So since the middle number is a positive 8, your biggest number here has to be a positive, and your smallest number has to be negative. So when you set it equal to 0, x equals negative 9, x equals positive 1. And that is going to be B as in boy. That's it, you guys, 60 questions. So now we've finished everything that is on your study guide, and that's all that you really have, basically. So hopefully this helped you. I hope you realize that the question on the final exam is going to be relatively difficult. One, because you're not just going to go over like 1 week of stuff. It's like everything that we've gone over since January, which is a lot of material. But the good thing about this is that everything that we did cover, you have it on video, basically. And I also included like the title of it as well. So that way you're like, oh, I'm not very good at solving rational functions. Well, guess what? Week 8, Wednesday, and all of week 8 is on solving rational functions. So you can always kind of revert back to the video to study for it. But if you're like, this is a little overwhelming because there's 91 videos, there'll be 92 videos after today. What you can do is start off with week 18, Thursday, and just start with a study guide. That's the one thing I will suggest is, the final is going to be very similar to the study guide. So if you understand the study guide, you'll probably do okay on the final. All right. And for you guys on Zoom, have a great day.